day, attractive thinker. Welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Break, giving yourself a fighting chance. Welcome, my co-host, Tashette Bradshaw, the visual encourager. I'm so excited to see you today. How have you been doing?
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. It's an awesome, awesome day to be alive. It's an awesome day to be me. I'm doing wonderful. I'm doing powerful things and having a
Yeah,
great time and stepping into myself. And I'm really just, grateful and thankful that I got another day to live.
it is a great day to be alive. It is a great
Yes.
day to be alive. We are so delighted to be back with you for another episode of Beyond the Break. And why? Why are we excited to be here with you? Because we have tools and strategies and insight and clarity and wisdom and golden nuggets that we've accumulated along our journey and our path that we love to share with you because you can reach your goals quicker. You can expedite your process. You can minimize the struggle. If somebody has already been through where you're going, it's our obligation, it's our right to support you on your path and on your journey. Beyond the Break is all about showing you how to live life beyond disappointment, beyond where your heart broke, beyond the success. Because after you reach your goal, then what, right? What is life like then? So, Beyond the Break is an opportunity for you to gather the tools that you need, the support that you need, so that you can continue to make progress and you don't get stuck in your success. You don't get stuck in your heartbreak. You don't get stuck in your disappointments. You have exactly what you need to keep the momentum going because you're an endless being. There is no end to you. That means you're going to always, if you're like us, attractive thinkers, you're going to always be producing. You're going to always be creating something because there's a burning fire inside of you and you can't sit still. There are ideas that you have. You're like, well, let me try this. Or I wonder if that'll work. Or let me just develop this idea. Or let's do this. Or let's go here. Let's build this. Let's help these people. You're going to always, because that's who you are. We're different. We're extraordinary. We're not average. So we always want to be in a position whereas we have an environment where we can express that creativity. And when we talk about Beyond the Break, if something has broken in your life, then that can hold you back if you don't have the proper tools. Think about that. If you're on a journey, you're going out of the state or on a road trip or whatever, and your car breaks down, that's gonna halt your trip a little. It's gonna halt your progress, so to speak. It's gonna push things back. You may not be there at your destination at the expected arrival time because something broke. So it's the same thing in our lives when things break, when our heart breaks, when our expectation is broken, when our self esteem is broken, when our outlook on life is broken, we need tools and strategies and tips to support us so that we can keep moving along in life. Tishette, would you tell our listening audience today what our topic is? We're going to be talking about some amazing things, but I want to just drop some things in their ears so they'll know what to expect in today's episode.
Yes, absolutely. So we want you guys to know, we give you, like Dr. Tony said, we give you a lot of tools and a lot of, mental support and a lot of things that could launch you forward. But when you're going forward and you're going up that, to the top to achieve and accomplish all that you set out to achieve and accomplish, sometimes you'll see that there are certain things that might be standing in the way. And we look externally first to see what's in our way. We try to clean up and see, what's blocking us, what's in the way, what is preventing us from going further for how long we've been trying to be on this road and how long we've been trying to get up the courage to do all this. What has been in our way? And when you really take a look to see what has been in our way, you'll see that it's not just your environment. It's not just, the people that's around you. It's not just limitations. It's not just missing tools. Sometimes you can get in your own way. So today we're going to be talking about getting out of your own way. We want to talk about how you can just move out of your own way and allow yourself to access the freedom, the mental clarity that it takes for you to discover who you really are, and to also be able to walk out this journey with such power and such greatness, and achieve and accomplish all your goals, not just your goals, but building your legacy, and helping others accomplish and achieve their goals as well. So today we're going to be talking about getting out of your own way.
Yes. Attractive thinker, I have a question for you. What else is holding you back? Because I know that if you're like us, you've already detoxed and you remember how attractive thinkers live. We have to let things go. Every level you get to, you have to let some things go on the last level that you came from because you can't take everything with you. So, what else could be holding you back? You've let go of some relationships, you've let go of some negative thinking, you've let go of these non-productive habits. You've let go of certain environments. You've let go of certain lifestyle choices. You've let go of some things, and you've let go of some old things. It may be an old wardrobe that you have, and you got rid of that. But what else could be holding you back? Have you considered that you too could be in your own way? And what do we mean by that? Your habits, your behaviors, those secret feelings, like how you really feel about yourself, that could be holding you back. And if you really want to know what that is, you have to listen deeply. You have to
Yes.
pay attention. You have to set aside some time just for you to like get in tune with yourself. Set aside some time so that you can be heard. A lot of times we're not in environments where we are heard, because how many people do you come across in the course of a day that you can really share your heart with and trust that you're in a safe place? Not too many opportunities present themselves in that way. That's why, as attractive thinkers, we have to make sure we have a strong circle, we have a productive circle, we have an enlightened circle, we have a higher self, higher thinking self circle, people who are grounded and mature, people who've done their inner work, because they can handle what you bring to them, and they take what you give them and they wipe it off, they dust it off, they shine and buff it up so you can see things clearly, and they give it back to you so you can keep running. So you want to make sure that you're in a safe place. But who do you have in your circle that you can, deflect or reflect or, shine and express and open up and be who you really are in their presence, so they can tell you where your blind spots are? Because the question is, what else could be holding you back? And if you're like me, there were so many times in my life where at least several times in my life, whereas I had to do an assessment and figure, I'm like, what in the world could be the problem? Like, what could be holding me back? Why haven't I overcome this hurdle? Or why haven't I reached this goal? Why can't I move forward? I have all of the tools, I have all of the strategies, I know exactly what to do, but something else is holding me back. And when you feel like that, attractive thinker, you have to go inside, because it could be a belief that's holding you back. It could be a fear that's holding you back. It could be some anxiety. It could be something that you're secretly feeling and it's running on repeat on the inside, that's really preventing you from moving forward. You feel this hesitation. Have you ever felt, and I call it conflict on the line? I feel a conflict in my energy. Have you ever felt that and you're not sure what that is, and it causes you to, number one, stop and get quiet and then start searching. Paying attention to what you hear, because God will reveal it to you. He's not in the business of holding anything back from you and keeping you from reaching your goals. So the question is, have you considered that you could be in your own way? And then what do you do about it? Back to you, Tishette.
Yes, and I've considered that so many times. I've seen myself get in my own way so many times. You asked the question, what else could be holding us back? I believe that a lot of things that has been holding me back was my me being my biggest critic. You
Mm-hmm.
know, you have these gifts, you have these talents, you have something to offer the world, you have something great, you have a powerful business, you have, these things in mind. But when we go to do them, you start critiquing, you start looking at it, and you start judging it. You start saying, I don't know if it's good enough. It doesn't look like theirs. It's not quite, perfect. The biggest thing I saw that was holding me back was my wanting to collect perfection. I needed everything to be perfect. Everything had to be in a certain way, in a certain order. Every duck had to be lined up. This had to be this way in order for me to. To me, that's an excuse. That was an excuse I gave myself. And like we talked about in previous episodes, when it comes to excuses, when you're ready to get where you're going, when you have the will, there's no excuse that you will use to get in your way. So
That's right.
obviously, I did not have the will. I had the desire, but I didn't have the will. So my lack of having a will was holding me back because I was allowing the excuse of something not being perfect, it's not being ready, judging it, thinking it's not good enough, feeling like, maybe I don't deserve this, or I'm not, designed for this. Critiquing your own self because you're looking at all your experiences through life. You're equating everything you've been through. You don't see yourself as a superhero. It would be hard to see yourself as a superhero. I look at people sometimes and I see my mentors, who I look at, and sometimes I'm like, they have these superpowers, but then when it comes to me, I'm like, I'm just the average Joe. I'm just me. I mean, there's nothing big and special. And that's the biggest mistake we can make, is undervaluing ourselves and criticizing ourselves, critiquing ourselves, feeling like we'll do it before the world get it so that we can do it perfect. There was one thing I told my daughter last night. I said, you can create the perfect thing, the perfect business, the perfect art, the perfect poetry, the perfect song, the perfect book, the perfect anything that you can put your mind to. You can create it where it's so perfect in your life, and there will still be people who will not agree. You have to be willing to stand in your own skin, not in your own way, but stand in your own skin, in your own power. Walk that out. Allow yourself to be that rebel to push out whatever it is you're trying to give birth to, regardless of whether or not you think it's perfected. Because that collection of perfection that we tend to do sometimes can also be blocking us, getting in our way, and also preventing us from doing the things that we would normally be able to do, or our full potential, living our full potential. It will block us.
Absolutely. I think that we have to give ourselves permission to be passionate about the things that we're passionate about,
Yes.
because we have these passions, and then we, like you said, compare and size them up to what everybody else is doing. And it almost waters down our fire, and we have to understand that this is a personal journey, it's a personal experience, and we get to do it our way. That's why we're so unique. We get to do it our way. When you were talking about the experience of perfection that we encounter, and we all encounter that as entrepreneurs, especially as new and aspiring entrepreneurs who I serve as the attractive thinker with coaching and different programs and mental tools to help you along the way. We feel like, as new and aspiring entrepreneurs, that everyone else is at the top of their game. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing. They got everything in place. They have a team to support them. They're making millions, and things just flow freely for them. So when you present your craft and your idea that you're working on, and you look at what they're doing, can you see how that can make you feel inferior? You're looking
Mm-hmm.
at where they are and what they're doing, and comparing it. You're actually comparing it to the gifts that come out of you. These are individual, customized gifts specifically for you. They're coming out of you for others, and you're comparing it to somebody else's customized gift. It's uniquely customized for who they are. They gave birth to it. I mean, it's just like, do we do that as mothers when we give birth to our babies? We come back to the mother circle and we compare our babies to other babies. I've never done that. And
Me
I know
neither.
you've never done that. We don't do that as mothers. We love, the bundle that we have been given, the bundle that we give birth to, we love that bundle just the way that it is. And that's
Yes.
how I want you to look at your ideas and the goals and the dreams and the visions that you have, attractive thinker. It's your bundle, and it's perfect just the way that it is. And only you can give birth to it. Only you can nurture it. Couldn't nobody nurture my babies like me. And I know you feel the same way too, Shet. Nobody can take care of your babies like you. So nobody can take care of your ideas like you. Nobody can grow your ideas like you. So now you see there's no comparison. Now we're unraveling and pulling apart all the pieces and parts to the perfectionism that we experience as new and aspiring entrepreneurs, because it doesn't have to be perfect. How many times have you been blessed in your life or accomplished something in your life and you weren't even ready for it? It wasn't even perfect. How many times it's just like somebody knocking on your door and you didn't even know they were coming? Sometimes that happens, and it's okay to not be ready, because the thing might not be ready, but you are always ready for a blessing. You are always ready to have a great day. You're always ready to prosper. The thing that you're working on might not be in the form that you want it to be in, but it came from you, and that's what makes you so unique. When we talk about what else could possibly be in your way, how you see yourself could be in the way, how you feel about yourself could be in the way, how you see your goal, that project that you're working on, that could be in the way. So one of the things we talked about, Tishet, recently was we the way we see ourselves and the way others see us are two different things. So I'm going to turn that back over to you.
Yes, that is so true. Because I look at, I will look at myself and I will see that, um, like I said, I would judge it. You know, that would be the at the forefront. So I wouldn't see the true value of what I had to offer. Meanwhile, it would be easier for me to support you and tell you to put stuff out and feel like you're worthy of all this stuff and feel like you can accomplish this. It's easier for me to see the dream for you than it is to see for myself. You
Yeah.
know, but then when other people look at what I'm doing and they might think, oh, that is good, that is amazing, that is powerful, and I see the normalness of it, the normalcy, you know, I don't see everything that they're getting. I don't always see the power of everything I'm putting out. I know it's there. I feel the fulfillment of it. I feel the pull of it, the call of it. I feel the strength of it. But for what the people are actually getting from it, it's not the same thing. You know, it's like when we cook a meal. We cook the meal and it's a full course meal and we're tasting it, but we're tasting it from the perception of the chef. We're tasting it from the perception of the creator, of the one that put this recipe together. But when someone comes in and they taste our food for the first time, this is new for them. This is uncharted territory. This is a new flavor, a new taste that they're not used to. So when they experience your food, the first thing they go is, ooh, and they're taken back. So when it comes to our gifts, you know, we are looking at it from the perception of the creator of it. We are looking at it from the perception of the one that carries it. And that's a different mindset shift of what you just said about looking at our gifts and looking at what we have to offer, like we look at our bundle. That's a different mindset shift because that places the value back into what we're carrying. It places the value back into the thing that we're offering the world, the value back into our legacy, the value back into our power and our gifts and our business and our mind. It places that value back in there when you look at it like a bundle and something that should be cherished, nourished, and taken care of, not something that just sits on the shelf. You know, so that's a big mindset shift. So if you can't see that what you have to offer is valuable, take another look at it. Look at it through the lens and the perception of this is my bundle. I was granted the privilege
Yeah.
to carry this because it could have been given anywhere else, but it was given to you. You were called. You were called to the forefront. You were called to do this. It could have been given to anybody else, but he chose you. Why? Because you were equipped for it. You were justified for it. You were ordained for it. Everything in your life has lined you up for this moment, has lined you up for this time. So he caused you to carry that thing full term and give birth to it. Why? Because you are valuable. Now, another person might look at you and it might be fresh, a fresh new thing. We all like fresh and new. We like new clothes and new cars and new home and new friends and We like the newness because that newness gives it a refreshing feeling. It gives it that uplifting feeling. It raises your vibration. It raises your mood when you feel something new. You don't believe me? Go sit in a new car and tell me how your mood felt before you got in the car and how you feel now. Go walk into a new model home and tell me how your energy changed and shift because you walked into something new. You got to smell a smell you didn't smell. We are designed to experience, meaning in order for me to experience something, I have to feel about it, I have to think about it, I have to do about it, I have to be about it. All these things have to take place in order for me to experience. But when you experience something new, it makes it a lot more grander than it is. So when you're carrying your business and you have your legacy at hand that you're building, and you're putting out this book and this song, and you're going after that Grammy and that Oscar, and you're going after, that Nobel Peace Prize, or you're getting the highest honor in your field, you have to take account that what you're offering is your bundle, and it has to be nourished. It can't be ignored. That's another thing that could be holding you back: ignoring your own gifts, ignoring your hearing, ignoring your calling, ignoring your senses. Because sometimes we can get something in our spirit that say, yes, don't go over there or go over there, and we ignore it because we can't believe we heard. We can't believe that we were privileged and honored to hear the Spirit to tell us something, because I could see it for you, but not for me. And then we don't listen. We say, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe something's wrong with me. Maybe I didn't hear it clear. I should go and run this by somebody and get the confirmation, that I need in order for me to believe that what I heard is real and true. It's real and true. Because you are valuable. You are valuable enough to hear what thus saith the Lord. You are valuable enough. You just got to believe in yourself and see yourself as a treasure, carrying a treasure. Yeah. And you'll birth so many things when you have that mindset in place.
I totally agree. Tashat, you said so many wonderful things that my ideas were just bouncing around, and all this insight and revelation was just bubbling up inside of me. Attractive thinker, what else could be holding you back? It could be how you see yourself. Tashat, you said it's easy for us to help other people with their dreams and their goals and push them along the way and say, yes, you can, and you can do this, you can do that. But when it comes down to ourselves, we get a little hesitant. That stuck with me when you said that. So I wanted to go a little bit deeper right there. What is that? This is what I want you to write down, attractive thinker, in your notebook. How I see me and how you see me are two different visions, two different perspectives, okay? So write that down. How I see me and how you see me are two different perspectives, okay? I hope you have that in your attractive thinker notebook. That is a critical point to ponder. How I see me, meaning if what Tashat said is true, it's easier for me to help you than it is for me to help myself, because I see myself in a certain light. And I know what all of my issues are, and I know what I'm able to do and what I'm not able to. I know my strengths and my weaknesses. You don't know that about me, so you see me in a different light. So as leaders, as attractive thinkers, we are responsible for seeing ourselves through the eyes of the people that need what we have to offer. We have to include that in our presentation, in our offering, in the products and services that we create to serve you. We have to include your perspective, how you see us. You see us as answers, you see us as solutions. Attractive thinker, I'm talking to you. People see you as answers, as a solution. They see you as a covering, as protection, as a safe place. So if they see you like that, they're coming to you for something. And they have an expectation when they come to you. So you can't get stuck in how you see yourself. And here's the deal. Attractive thinkers, we see ourselves as leaders. We know we're powerful. We know we're bad to the bone. We know we got this, right? But we're not exempt from the negative self-chatter. We're not exempt from that. We just have tools in place to manage that and to overcome that and to get through that and not let that hold us back. We have tools and strategies for that. But we still have to deal with the negative self-chatter. Now, some things don't come into our experience like they used to because we know how to go deeper and uproot certain things that will paralyze us on our journey and prevent us from being successful. We uproot those things, but we still have to deal with negative self-talk, okay? So if how I see me is different from how you see me, I am responsible for showing up in a way. You are responsible, attractive thinker, for showing up in a way. See, this is about getting out of your own way and discovering what else could be holding you back. Maybe the shift is seeing you from their eyes, from the eyes of the people that need you the most, versus when you're creating your ideal, you're preparing your product or service to serve it to the world, you keep looking at it through your eyes. Oh, well, this corner over here needs to be bent down, or this corner needs to be turned, or oh, I don't like. Let me erase that. That's pink. Or maybe I wanted it a little bit darker pink. You are wasting time. You are wasting your time. You are wasting. When you waste time, you waste your life because we've been given time to live a life. So when you waste time, you're wasting your life. You're wasting the attractive thinkers, the people that you serve that need you are standing there like this. When are they coming out? Or when is it going to happen? Or when are they going to release the book? Or when can I join the program? Yeah. And while they're sitting there like that, we're home or in our offices and we're tweaking and we're dealing with our issues and we're holding ourselves back and we're starting and stopping and we're attempting to move forward and something else pops up like no, that's not really in the center. I need it to be right in the middle. Let me tweak this a little bit so it's right in the middle. And the whole time we're doing that, do you realize we are blocking ourselves as attractive thinkers? The whole time you're doing that, you are blocking your blessing, your progress, your success, the solutions and answers, the transformation that you provide. You're blocking it. You're in the way. So what else could be holding you back? Things like that. How you see yourself. How you see yourself. So remember, you wrote it down in your attractive thinking notebook because I want you to ponder it. I want you to say it to yourself until you start getting visuals, images of what that could look like. Me, how I see myself, me in my own way. What else could be holding me back? So, how I see me and how you see me are two different perceptions. So, let's dig into how I see me. You got to do your work. How do I see me? And it's going to pop up. All you have to do is ask the question. It's going to pop up all along throughout your day so that you can get clarity on that so that you can move forward in your life. Back to you, Tashette.
One thing I wanted to say is what what are we measuring ourselves against that's causing us to disqualify? Because when you have that negative self-talk like you just finished talking about, and you're talking about yourself, you're disqualifying yourself, you have to remember that you're also disqualifying the idea that God had about you.
Mm,
You're disqualifying the fact that
yeah.
he thought it was okay for you to be this way or do this that way, or you're questioning his judgment when it came to building you, when it came to creating you.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that God made no mistakes. I believe we all have our uniqueness. We all have our individual personalities and traits and characteristics. We all have that, and it all serves its purpose in the world in its own unique way. We can't all be the thumb. Some of us have to be the index finger. Some of us have to be the palm. So I can't be the palm judging the index finger for not being a palm. I can't judge the thumb for not being a palm. And that's what we do. This is how you get in the way. You might be this finger and you're judging yourself for not being able to bend this way the same way the thumb is. You say, well, I should be going this way because they're going this way, or you'll say, well, I can't really hold a whole orange the way a palm does, so you disqualify yourself. Do you understand what I mean by that? Because when you look at the entire body, it's all done in perfection. I remember studying throughout the course of last year studying different ways of how the body operate. And I mean, I stood amazed at how God just seemed to think of everything concerning us, and how I think we had an episode where we talked about things that we do involuntarily, and then things that we do voluntarily, and things you don't think about and it does it on its own. Like we talked about how your heart beat on its own. You know, I just find that stuff amazing. When he created you to be amazing and powerful, and he created you to win your whole life. And I don't know how many times I have said this on so many shows. Your life was designed for you to win. The win was already done. It's already in your future. You're just making decisions that's walking that out that allow you to see that. You know, you were designed to win. So when you disqualify yourself and you're doing it in the form of that negative self-talk, where did that start? Where did you pick that up? Who first told you that? What was the seed that was planted? And this is a question I have for you, Dr. Toni. How do we uproot those seeds that causes us to disqualify ourselves through the form of negative self-talk, so that we can get out of our own way and we can stop blocking what we're putting out? Because you're right. Those people out there are waiting for us, and we're trying to make it perfect and trying to make it perfect. And it's not ready yet. It's not ready yet. It's not ready yet. It's not ready yet. And these people are dying, waiting to hear the words that God put in you. These people out here are wishing and wanting what you have the patience to do. Some people might have the gift but not have the patience. Some people might have the patience but not have the gift. Everybody serves its purpose, but they are waiting for you to step aside outside of yourself and thinking that you are a mistake, and thinking that you are not good enough, and thinking that you are not worthy, and thinking that you're doing too much. You know, I have a habit of telling people, I'm doing too much. I mean, you're doing too much. You're doing too much. And then now it's like, okay, I'm not doing enough. You know, we got to shift from thinking we're doing too much to not doing enough, and get out there, spread our wings and go. But how do we uproot those seeds that have been planted? You know, we carry it.
You know, Tishette, when you talked about how do you uproot that, but prior to that, you mentioned something about where did you get that from? That's what you said. That negative self chatter. Who taught you that? Where did you hear that? Where did you get that from? And immediately, you know, when I hear things like that, there are certain triggers and things that come before me. But immediately, I knew what the answer to that was. You have to ask yourself, and it's funny that you asked me the question because I had an answer as soon as you said that. You have to ask yourself, is it true? Not just is it true for you, because some people might say, well, Dr. Toni, yes, it is true. I can't do that. Well, yes, it is true. I'm not capable. But when I ask you, is it true? I'm not just talking about, is it true for you? I'm like, is it true? Meaning, have you ever seen anyone accomplish that before? Are you trying to tell me that no one has ever done what you're trying to do? No one has ever accomplished that before? Is that true? So when you look at it that way, because there's nothing new under the sun, we all are giving birth to our new ideas, but they're not new in a sense, meaning somebody's done it before on different levels, you know, in different eras or whatever. But because we're modern and we keep evolving and growing, we're doing it with the new tools that we have now. And it looks a little bit different, but it's the same thing. I mean, the Wright brothers, you know, they were creating the airplane and things like that. But there are other airplanes that have been created that we fly on in our day. The Wright brothers didn't create those. We just enhanced certain things based on our day and time that we're living in. So the idea that you have, it's just an idea that's going to enhance what's already here. So the question again is that thing, that voice, that statement, that phrase that keeps, you know, hitting you, keeps coming at you, keeps resisting you, keeps pushing you back. Is it true? Or is that an opportunity for you to denounce it, to confront it? Is that an opportunity for you to see what is holding you back? See, you don't have to go far to find out what's holding you back. All you have to do is get quiet. You'll hear it. You'll hear it. You'll hear that voice. And here's the deal, like Tasha said, we can't walk around in denial or acting like it doesn't exist because it just lingers on. It just it started when you were 8 and now you're 48. It's the same voice. It's not a new voice. It's the same phrase. The same thing that tripped you up at 8 has you stuck at 48 because you just let it linger on. You ran from it instead of confronting it. You let it you drug it along with you throughout your life. You took it to dinner with you. You took it out on dates with you. You were in the room giving birth to your babies, and you let that thing hang around in there with you, and it just grew with you. It just kept moving right along with you from 8 to 48 until you decide to wait a minute, let me confront this. Why is this voice so impactful, has such an influence on me? The voice could be, you're not good enough. Don't you know you're not good enough? Don't you remember what they said to you that you're not good enough? Did you forget who told you that you were not good enough? That voice. It's not another voice, it's the same voice until you sit down and listen and then ask yourself, is that true? Am I not good enough? Like Tashet said, I was created by an almighty God. I'm not a mistake. It wasn't just a happen chance that I'm here or by chance I just fell on into the earth. No, it was very strategic. Just like God created the days and the 7 days and he rested on the seventh day, the 6 days and rested on the seventh. You were strategic. You weren't a mistake. He knew who he wanted here on this earth. He created an environment and he put in that environment who he wanted to have in that environment. And you're one of the ones that are chosen to enjoy the environment that God created. If you're here on this planet and you're still breathing, you were chosen to be here. You're not a mistake. Your parents didn't bring you here. Under whatever circumstances you came into the world, they aren't the reason you're here. They didn't give you life. They carried you through life, to life. They didn't give you life. So you can't base your identity and worth on your parents or your upbringing or your circumstance. You got to go beyond that. See, we talk about beyond the break. You got to go beyond that and go a little bit deeper. Where did you really come from? And then you base your identity on that and your value on that and your worth on that. So now you have some tools to work with. When you hear that negative self chatter come up, that voice that has followed you from 8 to 48, now you can confront it with power and with conviction and ask yourself, is that true? And then you'll begin, as soon as you say, is that true? You'll feel it, you'll know. See, the Bible says you will know the truth, and the truth will automatically set you free. You'll know, but you have to confront it with the truth. Is that true about me? And then you ask yourself, and you sit and you feel and you listen and you feel what that feels like. For example, a voice that says, you're not good enough. Now, you really think that I'm going to sit here after all I've been through and believe a voice that says I'm not good enough? Good enough for what? Good enough for who? Think about that. You have to confront that voice. Good enough. I was already good enough before I even came here. I wouldn't even be here if I wasn't good enough. I'm good enough for the times that we're living in. I'm good enough for the area that we're living in. I'm good enough for what's coming at me right now. I'm good enough for all the blessings that God has bestowed upon me. I'm good enough. I'm good enough for this heart that's beating in my chest. I'm good enough for these bones that help me to walk around every single day and give me form and shape and posture and stature. I'm good enough to be healed. I'm good enough to feel healthy. I'm good enough to have joy. I'm good enough to be happy. I'm good enough to enjoy my blessings. I'm good enough to just sit in silence and not be obligated and stressed out and full of anxiety and depression to go here and run here and do this and that and the other. I'm good enough to have all of my needs met. Good enough for what? Good enough for who? So when we start digging, see, attractive thinker, you're right on the edge. You're right on the verge of crossing over. You're right at the place where you're about to receive that blessing that you have been working on and asking God for so long. You've been putting forth the effort. You mixed your faith with works, and you haven't seen the results that you're looking for. I see, I promised myself in my life years ago that I will experience the fruit from the labor that I put into this, because I'm not in the business of putting forth all of this labor and not getting any fruit, or getting rotten fruit, or getting a
Mhm.
one bite of fruit, or
Yes.
getting a piece of fruit that I don't even like, that I didn't even ask for. I asked for this and I'm getting that. I can't. I've been through too much. I want what I want. And I'm determined that I'm going to get and have and enjoy what I want. So you have to ask yourself, what are these things, these feelings, these emotions, this negative self chatter that is holding me back? Once you confront it and you say to yourself, is this true? And you discover that it's not true. Oh, it's on now. You can run to your goal. You have a free course. There's nothing else in the way. There are no more obstacles, and you will reach your goals. Back to you, Tashet.
You will reach your goal. That
Yes.
is so true. Do you understand the type of power you will walk into
Yes.
when you recognize who you really are
Mm-hmm.
and accept it?
Yes.
Not just recognize it, but accept it.
Accept
That's a whole other step. And I want to take a moment for a second for everybody that's listening to us. If you never had anybody in your life to speak into your life, to to show appreciation, to help you see that you are worth something, I want you to listen to me for a second, and I want you to take in account for a second that I may be telling you the absolute truth, right? I want you to take in what I say, breathe it in, allow it to shape shift, allow that seed to be planted, okay? You ready? Ears open? Okay. You are amazing. You are wonderful. You are wonderfully created. You were called for this. That all that energy and that power brewing in you is in you for a reason. You are purposeful. You are fantastic. You are wonderful. You are worth something.
it.
You are full of greatness. You were created with intention.
Mm-hmm.
You were created to win. The world is at your fingertips. Now is your time to take it by storm. Now is your time to really go out there and show the world what you're made of, which is goodness. Is goodness and greatness. You have come so far, and I don't want you to give up. I want you to go forward. Be determined that you're going to be more than a conqueror. You're not out here just surviving anymore. We're not just surviving, we are thriving beings. We were created to thrive, not just make ends meet, not just, to just get by. You were created to thrive. Allow the power that's within you to keep brewing and stirring up your gifts, and allow that to go on out and really create something powerful, amazing, that won't just serve the world, but will also serve you. See, when you go out there and you serve that world, with everything that you have, it's a two-way street. It serves you and it serves them. That fulfillment is something that you can't pay for. It is valuable. You are valuable. You are amazing beings, created uniqueness. Accept who you are. Powerful, wonderful, pathfinders, trailblazer. Get out there and do your thing. Get out there and make ways out of no way. Allow yourself to walk that straight path. Allow yourself to receive the abundance that's flowing through you, that's flowing to you, that is right here for you. Allow yourself to receive that. So if you never had anybody to say wonderful things in your mind, you are brilliant. You have a brilliant mind. You are beautiful. You are amazing. You deserve to be nourished and cherished and taken care of. You deserve to be protected. You deserve it. You deserve to feel safe in your own skin and in your own home. You deserve it. You deserve all that God has set up for you and designed for you. You deserve it. Allow yourself to receive it. It's your time to win, and allow yourself to win. I hope you heard every word I said and take into consideration that what I just said is true. Allow it to uproot those seeds that have been planted since you were a child that did not bear it, that should not have bared fruit. It did not bear fruit. It bare rotten weeds.
Yeah.
Allow those to be uprooted and take these new seeds and plant them. Allow them to flourish and allow them to help you put that out there and become greater than you can ever imagine. Your life is at your fingertips. You have the ability to create a world within a world.
Mm.
You can create your world. Through your perception, you create your own world.
Mm.
What you believe, what you think, what you breathe, what you see, what you eat, what you take in, what you put out, that's all part of the creation of how you look at your world and your universe and how you go out there and be effective and how you're effective to yourself and how you build and not keep giving up. You
Mm.
know, we here are here to support you. We
Mhm.
have your back. We
Mhm.
have your back. You are supported. You are no longer walking this earth by yourself.
Yeah.
You're no longer doing this thing all alone. You are loved. You are really desired.
Yeah.
There's people out here who desire you, your conversation, your mindset, what you have to offer, your personality, your business, your baby, your
Yeah.
gift, your creativity, your art, and even your hobbies. There are people that are out here that desires the fruit that you have grown from your tree. So don't settle for being a fruit on somebody else's tree when you have your own fruit. Allow yourself to bear it and bear it good.
Eat
Get
your.
out there and be strong. You
Yeah.
got this, and we got you. Back to you, Dr. Toni.
Yes, I love it. I love it. I love it. That was so awesome. Yes, so amazing. You know, attractive thinkers, when somebody is speaking into your life, you want to be in receptive mode. You know, you want to close your eyes because your eyes play, your sight plays tricks on you a lot of times, and you want to tap into vision. When people usually, when I'm working with my clients, when they're speaking to me in words, I see in pictures. So when Tashette was speaking into your life, you know, you wanted to close your eyes and really feel what she was saying. Words have a feeling, they have a frequency. And when someone is speaking into your life, they're speaking into your spirit. And you want to embrace that and open up and receive that into your spirit because your spirit is out of your spirit is where you start making decisions and flowing throughout life and doing things. So you want to capture those positive words into your spirit because, like Tashette said, they are seeds. And just when you need them the most, they will sprout up a bountiful harvest for you because you were the soil in which they were planted. You received them. You say, "Yes, I received that. Yes, that's good. Yes, I believe that." Attractive thinkers, we trust that you have enjoyed yet another episode of Beyond the Break, giving yourself a fighting chance. Visit our YouTube channel Beyond the Break 2020 and subscribe. Share the YouTube link so that others can subscribe, your family and friends, so they can all get the same tools that you're receiving. And then you will have created an entirely new circle, an elevated circle of people who are on the same page with you, which makes your progress easier and you can accomplish things quicker. I want you to understand, attractive thinker, that how I see me and how you see me are two different perceptions. And you have to, as a leader in your life, you have to decide that I'm not going to allow how I see me to hold me back any longer. Dr. Toni Hatton here, your vision and mindset expert, your break the cycle specialist. I want you to visit our website, www.theattractivethinker.guru. That's .guru. And there's some free videos for you there. When you place your name and email address in the box, you're going to receive a video every day for 5 days. And that video is going to give you some clarity. It's going to help you see some things that you have missed along the way. So be prepared. Take your attractive thinker notebook with you when you open up those emails so that you capture the gems along the way and get what you need to be successful in your day. Tashette, tell our audience how they can get in touch with you.
Yes, you can find me at my website at www.visualencouragement.com. We provide mental support for people who are dealing with depression, who desires to lift the heaviness so that they can create a new vision of themselves. Go to my contact us page, put in your information, let us know how we can support you, uplift you, and ignite you so you can live a life of fulfillment. Again, that's www.visualencouragement.com.
Our life's work, that's to make your life better. Remember, it is not what you're going through, it's how you're doing it. Think attractively, and we'll see you soon.